49 style.
Good day, everybody. All right, so based on last week's episode, this week is the story times based on that. And some of these stories you don't want to admit to them because it's kind of taboo. Um, it's hey, like in the new scenery, but at the end of the day, uh, I've got a guy at work, and he's trying to get off of synthetic drugs. And he's prescribed. He goes to the clinic, and they give it to him and whatnot. But nobody really wants to be on them. Like everybody that's on these hard drugs, nobody really wants to be on them. They just don't have a way to get off of them. They don't have a support system, or they don't have the time to get off of them. When I say they don't have the time, it's like some of these drugs take a week to 2 weeks to get off them. Like these synthetic opioid drugs, like your Subutex, your Suboxones, methadone. In order to fully come clean off of them, it takes like 2 weeks. Now, yeah, you could, let's say if you work Monday through Friday, let's say you quit doing it, say on a Wednesday. About Friday, you're going to start feeling sick. You're going to start having the sweats. You're going to, yada, yada, yada. Then you're going to have your 2-day weekend. And then Monday rolls around, you're going to be super sick. You're going to be walking in, you're going to look like you're sick. I mean, yeah, you could, say you have COVID or whatnot and get off for a week, but that's no pay. I mean, anybody can take a vacation or request time off and, all that, but some of these people can't afford that, and you can't, you don't want to be sick. So it's really hard for some people to get off. Other people, it's like they'll get 4 or 5 days into it, and their body will start to be aching and whatnot, and it's just, they'll be hurting, and they don't want to be in pain no more. So it has nothing to do with their first issues or why they started it. Now it's just they don't want to be in pain, and they know this substance will take that pain away. For me, like the only thing that physically ever grabbed me was one of these synthetic drugs. I was doing pain pills. I was hanging out at trap houses, so it was, it is what it was, and I don't want to say, oh, all these things that I've done, but it's like it made me who I am. I learned a lot from a lot of people. I learned why a lot of people do a lot of these things. When I was doing pain pills and whatnot, back in like 2013, 2014, I'd say early 14, I was hanging out with this one girl, and she was a dancer, but she got off work. We went by her mom's, and I watched her hand her mom $150 to get 5 Roxy 30s. I watched her throw them on the table, crush up all 5 at once, and do the whole $150 worth. And when I say that this girl was a twig, like she was 80 pounds max. She was cute. Everything was just. She was trying to escape. Me and her talked. She would tell me that she was just trying to escape, and it was just like her tolerance was so high. She ended up, switching to heroin, and then she ended up going to jail, and then she got out, and then she tried to, do heroin again, and it was what it was. It's sad to hear when people overdose. Um, but for me, uh, it was like summer of 2014. I was trying Subutex because other people around me were, that's what they were switching to. They were all doing Subutexes. And, like, for me, like, I had to do, I think it had, like, 8 lines in it. I had to do, it was like, half of a piece of an eighth. Like, so, like, a 32nd of this peel. Because if I did any more than that, I just got sick. I puked. So about, I did this for like 2 weeks. And, I started kind of like realizing that I was starting to get sick if I didn't do it. And I was like, damn. I did all these pain pills and it did nothing for me. But I do the Subutex and it starts making me get dope sick. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And this is supposed to be the drug to get you off of drugs? Made by the government? Come on now, what? Alright, so we were about to go to the beach. And who wants to be sick during the beach, right? So I kind of looked at it as I would rather take a little bit with me and do a little bit here and there while at the beach. And so I wasn't, dope sick at the beach. And, I ended up, still getting a little sick at the beach because I didn't do enough to like, be perfect. But I did enough to not be, like, super sick. So I get back, and about a week later, I did it, like every morning I got up and I did a little piece. And I felt like I did too much. I was just like, it made me sick. And then I waited a little while, and I got sick again. So I was like, well, maybe I'm sick because I didn't do enough. So I did this little piece, and it made me so nauseous. It was just, so I was like, there's something wrong. And like, I was sick for like 24 hours, and I finally went to the ER. And when I went to the ER, they ended up giving me like a bag of saline. When I came home, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I ain't touching that. You know what I mean? I said no, I'm done. So I think I ended up giving the one way that I had left because I think I had like 2 or 3. But I ended up giving it away. I mean, it could have been fake. Who knows? I don't know. But it was enough for me to say But it was about a week or so into it. That's whenever it got worse. And then I don't know. It just after like every time I knew it was just like, you know what, I gotta be a big boy. So after that, I didn't touch anything for like 2 years, and then 2016, I tried like a little piece of a pain pill, and I mean, it was just it didn't really excite me. It wasn't like okay, cool. And then I kind of got on my my cocaine phase of my life. I'm not proud of it, but I met a lot of cool people in the process, and I learned a lot. But I don't know. It was around late 2016, around November. I don't know. I got tired of messing with and selling cocaine because I never really made money on it. It just never worked out. It's whatever. But I was hanging out with this one girl, and she was doing ice. I mean, we were friends. Like, I'd known her from my old and my pain pills days. But she was doing ice, and I'm not the type of person to snort it because it burns. No go, not happening. But so I ended up injecting it. It was, and you know what I'm saying? that's a whole nother addiction, because like when you shoot up, it makes you feel so much different. It's crazy. Because it's instant. Like as soon as you shoot up, you feel it. Um, I don't, anybody that has any kind of addiction issues, I don't suggest anybody try that, because you'll get addicted. I'm not even. But it was an experience. So me and her ended up hanging out a lot, and she had this dude that she was talking to who lived, it was like 2 hours away. So me and her rode up there to see him, and couldn't find out, he was kind of using her. Long story short, but me and him go to his house or whatnot to get, I don't know, some or whatnot. But when I first started shooting up, it was like I tried .1, it didn't really do nothing for me. I tried another .1, and it kind of was like, and then another .1, I felt good. So I kind of based it as I needed .3 to kind of feel it, between my body's tolerance, my ADHD, and my weight at the time. Because all those kind of play a factor. And it depends on how hydrated you are. Because if you're less hydrated, you can get high quicker. So it just, or you can get more high, not quicker, but you can get more high. So when we go to his house, he makes me up a .4, and I go get in the car, and I end up passing out. And the thing about it, your body is like, if you do too much of something, your body wants to repair itself. It wants to shut down. It's kind of like you do something like so upper, and then you crash and want to go to sleep. You kind of did too much, and your body's like, okay, that was too much. I need to fix myself. So, I feel like that's the first time that I've actually OD'd. It wasn't one of those things like, if I had done more, I probably would have died, but, it was kind of right there. And then, I don't know, we all hung out for like a couple days, and I don't know, it was kind of fun, it was kind of cool. And then he does some shady stuff, and he put his cards on the table. Karma got him, he ended up getting arrested. And it all is what it is. I started to distance myself from that group because I could just see where that was going. And then I ended up hanging out with another person to get it from, and I ended up kind of selling it here and there. And then I remember one time I did like a half-gram shot, and I went and met my buddy at a restaurant, and my pupils were like, bam. And like I remember that was like one of the first times that I'd ever been high, and I tried to eat. And I ordered food, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna smash it. It got there, I just looked at it like, I don't even want it. I got this beautiful, tasty food in front of me, I didn't want it. And then I remember going home, and I remember that it was one of the times I remember doing a bunch, and I remember it was like I was high for like a good day, and I remember I was sitting at my laptop, and what was crazy is what was funny was I was watching Akon music videos, and I remember turning off YouTube, and I remember still sitting there, and the music was still playing. And I don't mean by just like playing in my head, like it was playing loud, like from the speakers, but it was all in my head because, yeah. I remember hearing things like it was like people talking in another room, and it was crazy. But I remember I was like, you know what, I need to go sleep this off. I went in my bedroom, I crawled in my bed, and as I was about to lay down, it was like something smacked me on the back of the head. And I knew it. I knew the presence. I knew what just happened. I didn't question it. I mean, I kind of looked behind me to see if there was somebody, but I knew what it was. And all I said was, "Mom, I'm sorry. I wasn't being responsible." And I don't know. It was like shortly after that. I don't know. I just stopped touching it. And I had already started growing at that point. And you know, for me, watching my plants grow while I was high, per se, it was just, I got so focused on it, and it was just so beautiful. Like, I loved growing. And you know, that was one of the biggest things I miss. But it was like somewhere along the way, it was just like, I was like, I can't keep doing this. I'm like, I'm wasting too much money. I ended up stopping, you know, doing it, and then that was early 2017, and then it was around June I had my first cut, and that's whenever I ended up like smoking cherry pie, because that was one of the strains I grew. And I don't know, it's just the way how it made me feel. It just, I didn't really want anything else. And then, you know, I grew one more time, and that was a good grow. And then, I don't know, I got a bunch of bad feelings, and I just cut them all down. That was like really, really sad, because to me they were my babies. And when I had to kill all my babies, it was so sad. But you know, it's one of those things like, if our state ever becomes legal, I might grow again. But for me, early 2018, because you know, I pretty much grew for a year. That's whenever I decided that I really wanted to stop procrastinating, and I needed to put time into my dreams. I needed to stop worrying about other people's dreams and focus on mine. And so 2018, all I did was work on music, work on learning how to mix, master, do all that. And then it was around summertime. I went to California and whatnot. And I don't know, it was kind of like one of the final pieces of my puzzle. Being there, I ended up talking with a friend's stepdad, well, also another friend's actual dad. They were half sisters or step sisters. No, half sisters. Yeah. But you know, and he just kind of expressed some knowledge to me, and it was really kind of uplifting. And when I got back, I really put in a lot of time into my music, and then in 2000, early 2019, or late 18, early 19, my money issue my money just kind of went downhill. So it was really hard to keep focused on all my dreams, because being independent, it's really hard to put in your time and effort when you have to make the decision of work on music or make money to survive. And my business was kind of low at the time, so I kind of put a lot of time and effort into it. And I mean, I kind of did pretty okay. And then late 2019, I started, that's whenever I started dyeing my hair, and I started getting into promoting myself. And then 2020 was a weird year. And then 2021, that's when I started to fix myself. And then by December, I quit, smoking weed too. So, as I kept working on my mental health and my physical health, the more time I put into myself, the more I felt like my old self before all these traumas and before all this, everything I've done. It feels great to be pretty much sober. It's no one's ever fully sober, because you're either eating something that's in something or drinking something that's in something. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be as happy and healthy as I can be. I've got a lot of drug stories that I've witnessed, but watching her do that line, that $150 line, and me experiencing what I experienced, it's pretty deep. It's like I could be dead, I could be addicted, but I chose not to be. Not everybody has that strength, or everybody has the strength. I'll say that, but not everybody thinks they have the strength. Because it is hard. You have to tell yourself pretty much all day that you can do this. You have to tell yourself, I can get off this. You have to reassure yourself multiple times a day. Anytime you start to feel like you need or want that drug, you have to push yourself. You have to say no. You just have to keep saying no. And sometimes that's really hard. But I have faith that everybody can do it. I'd love to help if anybody needs, a support system. I'm here to help. If you like this video, just go ahead and hit the like button. If you liked, the background, anything. But, I need subscribers. So, go ahead and hit the little bell notification. Anybody that you think might need to see this video, share it to them. Let's make this world a better place. Hope to see you next week. Hope everybody stays beautiful. Hope everybody keeps telling them to love themselves. Have a great day.